What if I told you that dementia doesn't just sneak up on you? It leaves clues years before the diagnosis. The real question is, would you recognize them if they happened to you or your loved ones? In the next 15 minutes, we're diving deep into 10 research-backed signs of dementia. And for each one, I'll show you the science behind it and give you practical tips you can start using right away. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be able to spot the difference between normal forgetfulness and something more serious.
Some of these signs might surprise you. For example, did you know that difficulty navigating familiar streets can be an earlier predictor of dementia than memory loss? Or that sudden mood swings could be more telling than forgetting names? Stick with me because we'll not only cover the 10 signs, but also reveal simple brain-boosting habits proven by research to lower your risk. Let's get started. Sign 1. Memory loss that disrupts daily life. One of the most recognized signs of dementia is memory loss, but not just ordinary forgetfulness. It's when memory problems disrupt everyday life. A study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who reported frequent memory complaints often had higher levels of amyloid and tau proteins in the brain, the very hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. Another study showed that memory decline can begin up to 3 years before diagnosis. Forgetting where you placed your glasses is normal. Forgetting that you already had lunch or asking the same question over and over again within minutes? That's more concerning. If you notice this in yourself, start keeping a simple memory journal. Write down key events of the day and review them in the evening. If you notice this happening often in a loved one, gently encourage them to use reminders, but also consider seeking medical advice. Sign 2. Difficulty performing familiar tasks. Another warning sign is struggling with tasks you've done for years, like preparing a favorite recipe, managing bills, or following the rules of a card game. The Alzheimer's Association identifies this as one of their official 10 early warning signs. It's not about laziness or distraction. It's about the brain struggling with what used to be routine. Breaking tasks into smaller steps, using written instructions, or cooking together as a family can help. But if these difficulties increase, it's important to seek a doctor's evaluation. Sign 3. Disorientation in time and space. Do you ever lose track of what day it is? That can happen to anyone, but in dementia, confusion goes further. People may forget the season, the year, or even where they are, sometimes getting lost in their own neighborhood. Scientists at University College London studied spatial navigation and found that difficulty finding one's way, even in virtual reality mazes, may be an earlier predictor of Alzheimer's than memory loss itself. For safety, always carry identification. Families can also use GPS-enabled watches or phones so that loved ones don't wander too far. And when someone feels lost, respond with reassurance, not correction. Sign 4. Language difficulties. Struggling to follow a conversation, forgetting common words, or replacing them with vague terms like "that thing" are all possible signs. Language impairment is a well-documented early feature of dementia, particularly in Alzheimer's and frontotemporal dementia. A study in neurology showed that difficulties with word finding often appear before memory complaints. If you or your loved one experience this, patience is key. Try using gestures, pointing, or writing things down. Communication is more than words. It's connection. Sign 5. Changes in mood and behavior. This one is often overlooked. Sudden irritability, depression, anxiety, or even paranoia may appear years before memory loss. A study in the Lancet Neurology reported that behavioral and psychological symptoms often precede cognitive decline in Alzheimer's disease. This means that mood changes are not just aging. They can be early brain changes. Keep a mood diary. If changes are persistent, don't dismiss them. Discuss them with a healthcare provider. Support groups and gentle reassurance from family make a huge difference. Sign 6. Loss of initiative and interest. We all slow down with age, but dementia-related apathy is different. A person loses interest in hobbies, withdraws from friends, and no longer starts conversations. A 2022 study in BMC Geriatrics found that apathy strongly predicts later dementia. It's linked to changes in the frontal lobes, the brain's motivation center. Encourage small, enjoyable activities. Listening to music, gardening, or walking. Even 10 minutes of joyful activity can stimulate the brain and uplift mood. Sign 7. Poor judgment and decision-making. Have you ever noticed an elderly loved one making unusual financial choices or neglecting hygiene? This may be due to impaired judgment. The CDC highlights poor decision-making as a major dementia warning sign. People may fall for scams, give away money, or ignore safety. Families can help by setting up automatic bill payments and monitoring for unusual spending. But do this with compassion, not control. Preserving dignity is just as important as protecting safety. Sign 8. Repetition of questions or actions. As short-term memory weakens, people may repeat questions or perform the same action multiple times. According to the Alzheimer's Association, repetition is one of the most common early symptoms of dementia. It happens because the brain cannot store new information properly. Instead of correcting, gently redirect attention to another activity. For example, if someone repeats, "When are we eating?" invite them to help set the table. Sign 9. Difficulty recognizing places or faces. Imagine entering your own kitchen but feeling lost, or looking at a relative and not recognizing them immediately. This is one of the hardest symptoms for families. The U.S. National Institute on Aging confirms that dementia affects visual and spatial processing, making recognition difficult even in familiar environments. Place family photos around the home, label rooms, and maintain good lighting. These small changes reduce confusion and increase comfort. Sign 10. Personality and behavior shifts. Finally, dementia can change personality itself. A warm, social person may become suspicious, withdrawn, or even aggressive. In frontotemporal dementia, these personality shifts often occur before memory decline. According to studies in brain, changes in the frontal and temporal lobes explain these behavioral differences. Remember, it's the disease, not the person. Respond with empathy. If you're a caregiver, take breaks and seek support. Caring for someone with dementia is not easy, and you don't have to do it alone. So, what should you do if you notice these signs? First, don't panic. 1 or 2 isolated incidents can be normal, but consistent patterns should not be ignored. Consult a healthcare professional. And here's the good news. Research shows that lifestyle changes can lower your dementia risk. Exercise. A meta-analysis in neurology showed regular physical activity reduces dementia risk by up to 40%. Diet. A Mediterranean-style diet, rich in fish, vegetables, and olive oil, is linked to slower cognitive decline. Social connection. Studies show strong social ties reduce dementia risk by about 26%. Purpose in life. Research published in 2025 showed that having a strong sense of purpose lowers risk by 28%. If you found this video helpful, please share it with friends and family. You might help someone recognize the signs early, and that can make all the difference. And if you want more evidence-based health videos made with care and compassion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our community. Together, we can support one another and live fuller, healthier lives.